So you were saying that your plan to do it on Tuesday was scuppered. So what did you do next?
We went in Monday night. We totally outflanked her.
How did you go about doing that?
Well, we basically met up down at the river next to the factory. Everyone started to turn up. We waited a little bit extra to see if any more people would turn up. So once we got about sort of 25 people, we thought we were going to go for it. So we went on to the factory grounds, split up into 2 groups.
Was that easy enough to do?
Yeah, just went for the hedge, split into 2 groups, tried the doors to get in, and eventually went in using our clocking in cards because it was a work day and we could just go straight in the front door.
I don't think they'd reckon for that.
No, I would
This is a new shift you were doing.
Yeah, I would have thought that they'd have secured that after what had happened down at Venture Keys during the day, but they obviously dropped the ball on that one. But yeah, we just sort of ran around like headless chickens, securing all the doors and getting all the furniture against the doors. And about 5 minutes after we were satisfied, the police turned up.
So once you were in there, what was your plan as such?
Really to make sure everything was still secure and guard the doors, because it was a bit hectic the first few hours and the first day, and to just hit the media and talk to the media and get on Facebook, just contact as many people as we could before they pulled the plug on the internet.
And you had people on the outside who also...
Yeah.
Was that, Sean, you were very much the link.
Yeah, obviously, because I didn't make it because of what happened to me and the couple of other incidences leading up to me getting here at 7 for getting in. So I was at home, so I literally became media centre man and just got on to everybody and told them that they were in, we were doing it. And then lo and behold, I got here Tuesday morning bright and early and they were already here all waiting, so it was superb.
So what was the response both of the management and the local police to the occupation?
Basically, they gave us a series of 1 and 2 hour deadlines to leave. They said if you left in 2 hours, nothing would happen to you, you wouldn't be arrested, you wouldn't lose any redundancy money. They tried to tell us that trespass was a criminal offence, but it's a civil offence. So luckily we'd sort of looked into this before we'd gone in. So yeah, it was after the first few deadlines that nothing happened. We just realised it was all bluster and threat, and we pretty much ignored it. We knew it would be like that for the first day or 2 until it sort of settled down. And
how did the police, so you're obviously on the outside, how did the police respond?
Well, initially we had a lot of, because people were trying to get in, it was pretty frantic, so of course the police put up there, which is understandable, they put up the aggressive on the front foot, as they say. As it's gone on, they've been very much on the back foot, because we've built up a good solid relationship with them now. We let them know what's going on, we've told them elements of trouble which we think are coming and stuff, so building up a good relationship with the police has actually worked wonders in this. It really has. I do believe it's helped them get hot food in eventually and this, that and the other, so it's been really good.
But it has been reported that initially the food was not being allowed in.
Yeah.
What was the reasoning behind that then?
Management, basically, wasn't it? It was their management stance. They could come out for food anytime they wanted,
right?
But they'd have to come out and get it. So they were stopping them from having food, and this went on for 2-3 days.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, 2-3 days, and they.
Well, you think they had no food for 2 or 3 days?
Well, they didn't know that they didn't have food. I mean, obviously we might know contrary, but
yeah, we were running really low on food.
Right.
So
because you were in there, of course. Yeah.
There was a period where they didn't have sort of any food for us over 24 hours at least. So.
Which is kind of psychologically quite.
Yeah, they've been trying to intimidate you guys to begin with, and there was a lot of noise at night keeping you awake.
Yeah, lots of random banging. So
really?
Yeah, they really did try that. They thought that they'd get them out easily, and I think after the 3rd day, I think they started to shit themselves, if you pardon my French.
Yeah.
So what in terms, I mean, obviously Matt, you were in there for the first few days. How did you keep it together as a group of people under those sort of conditions?
Well, we were sleeping in shifts. We get like 3 hours sleep, so everyone was a bit sort of sleep deprived. I was drinking way too much coffee, which is probably not a good idea. But we just kept building each other up. If anyone was low or they needed, some time sort of by themselves, we just sort of left them alone for a bit, and then they'd sort of bounce back later. And yeah, just kind of supported each other and said, we're not coming out and things.
Did you have any contact? Did you have mobile phone contact?
Yeah, we had all our mobiles. The phone lines were still working inside, and at first, I can't remember how long it was for, but we still had the internet, so that was good. But then there was a period when they pulled the internet, the only contact we had with outside was through our mobile phones, and here we could see out the front. So the fact that we had all the support out the front was really, really good. Because obviously the first few days until everything settles down, it's quite touch and go whether it's going to continue or not. So yeah, that's really what keeps them going, is everyone out the front here.
So what do you? I mean, you've got any sense of how the men are feeling now who are still inside? Apart from very bored, I imagine. How are they feeling? Do you know?
Really good morale, haven't they? We're doing our job well out here.
Yeah, and they've got access to the internet now.
Yeah, we've got dongles.
Yeah. Tell us the dongle story. How did the dongle get in?
Yeah, tennis balls basically. You know, it's been a major problem of ours how to get stuff to them. I mean, obviously hot food was one of our issues, but that's been impossible. But we found that the tennis balls, stuffing it with backy, dongles, Rizzlers, whatever else, is working. They've contracted a pole system, haven't they, where they can staple.
Yeah, I've got that in action on this camera.
Right, okay, yeah, so that was great. And initially then the police started going, no, because we've got to use the land over there, which is private. And then, like I say, building up a good relationship with police, they said actually it's only civil trespassing, which actually they don't tell you to clear off. So that's helped as well, because now we can just get stuff to them all the time, and it's not really an issue unless the security guards decide that they're going to pocket it. So I'm sure they can do quite a lot on that, but then, you know, that's a gamble you take.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got 2 dongles in there now, so they're up and running. And
so they're now on the internet.
oh yeah, they have been for
blogging away, no doubt. Yeah.
yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, Polish guy did an interview to Poland, isn't he? Live interview.
Are they? Is it the Save Vestas WordPress site that they're using, or have they got
that and Facebook as well?
Yeah.
Twitter as well. There's a Twitter one.
But it's allowed them to contact the press directly as well, which is obviously reignited lots of interest as well. There's a double page spread in the Guardian, and I think Ian Terry was actually talking to them direct from inside. So
just to say about the press, how, you know, why do you think it's important to get the press involved and on your side in these
pressure on the government and pressure on Vestas, and without the oxygen of the media, you know, pretty much can be pushed under the carpet. Because that's, I think, the reason we went in the first place was we felt that we were being ignored by the media, ignored by the government. There's 600 odd jobs going here on the island. It's got a very fragile economy.
I was going to say, what, you know, as a proportion, what's the proportion of job losses in terms of those who are working on the island?
Well, I mean, the island, I think over 60% of the island are retired, and then there's a large young population, so the actual working population is quite small. I think it's about 3,000 people unemployed on the island at the moment. It's got the lowest wage in the country, and the TUC 2 months ago said it's officially the worst place to be unemployed in the country.
Really?
I think there's about 60 or 70 people chasing each job vacancy.
Yeah.
So you're talking practically almost 20% of the working population out of work.
And
that's a staggering figure.
Yeah.
The government, their response, they've got like a rapid response fund and action plan.
That's a misname, isn't it?
Which, as I'd like to expose it, has actually consisted of 1-day security guarding courses, health and safety courses, wine tasting.
Is that what you've been offered as part of your redundancy kind of?
Yeah, wine tasting, that was on that really got my back.
Wine tasting?
Yeah, wine tasting course.
So really what you're saying is the 600 men, and I understand speaking to some of the workers that many of those workers are under 30, and that really there's very little future for them on the island if this factory doesn't stay open.
And it's not looking much better on the mainland at the moment either.
This is it.
Yeah. We've also got the factory over the road that's, they called in their employees a couple of days ago to warn them of possible redundancies.
Yeah, because they supply all their resins that we use, which is millions upon millions every year, comes from those guys. And the other part that they do is automotive carbon fibre stuff, isn't it? So of course that's going down the pan.
So it's the kind of the peripheral effects on all the other industry.
There's a huge knock-on effect. I mean, there's a lot of little businesses in the island that are very good stuff from this. I mean, a lot of food suppliers, so they do use a lot of organics.
And I think Vision Yachts as well.
Yachts,
parts for the blades.
Yeah, they're going down. So the knock-on effect is probably, you know, like 525 that they sort of said from here, but I think really you're going to be looking at least 1,000 people at the end of this.
So what do you feel about the government's response then?
Well, I don't know, to be expected really from them, because they are bloody useless, but I would have thought, you know, the pressure that's been mounted on now to actually think, right, this